Welcome everyone, and this is our part 2. This is question number 2 for your GCSE's Python programming, and I'll be answering a question that inquires you to make a program that allows the user to enter a word, and then it checks if that word is a lowercase word or its characters are in lowercase or not capital letters, whichever way you can define that. So let's test it. So this is how it works. Enter a word. If I say lower, your word is lowercase. If I say lower with a capital L, it's not lowercase. Okay. If I try and say lower capital R, again, and also it's not foolproof. If you say lower and you did that, that's lowercase L, capital O, and then like that. Again, it's not lowercase. Okay, so that's what happens if you write like this, upper or capitals. Again, it is not lowercase. That's what the code should be doing. Okay, so I'll show you how I did it. So I'm gonna close this for now, clear all of this. Well, I won't be doing much with this code because it's a really simple question and it doesn't require many marks. It's probably about 10 marks or something, maybe less. Okay, anyway, it says lowercase question 2, write a Python program that inputs a character and checks to see if it is lowercase or not. Your program should work as follows. 1. It gets the user to enter a character and store it in a suitable variable. Okay, now remember, when you ask such questions, you should be careful with these words here. You see, suitable variable, so that means you should use the proper variable names, yeah, and the characters should be stored in the variables they're meant to be stored in. Okay, it also determines if the entered character is a lowercase character. Okay, then it outputs lower if the user has entered a lowercase character. Now I made mine, basically should say lower. Okay, so let me just change this to lower. Okay, hang on, lower, and not lower. Okay, yours is not lower. Okay, so not lower. Okay, that's what they're asking for. It outputs not lower if the user has entered any other character. Okay, that's not lowercase. You should use meaningful variable names, correct syntax, and indentation in your answer. Right, I'm gonna define a function, and its name is lowercase. So that's a very meaningful variable name for this function. Okay, lowercase. Inside this function, I made a variable which I named word. Now that's the word you'll be typing in. So now I'm expecting you to type something, and whatever you type is gonna be stored in this variable called word. It's like variable is like a container that, you know, like an empty box, and this role is to, for example, if on that box you wrote books, we expect that box to contain books only, all types of books, but just books. Now here it says word, so the user should be entering word, and if word dot is lower, now this is the code that checks. This line 56 will check if the word is of lowercase characters. If so, then it's gonna display this message lower on a new line. Okay, that code there is for new line. It should be inside the quotations. Okay, otherwise print not lower. So I mean, don't type here otherwise. It's else, but then it means otherwise. Print not lower. Then we're gonna call this function after it printed not lower, or after it printed lower. We're gonna ask them to, we're gonna call this function again. We're gonna do a recursion. So at this point, the program is not gonna do anything. Okay, it's until you initiate the program, you start the function. This is the start of the function. That's how the program starts. After all this, all the code has been written here. That's the code for checking if the word typed in is lowercase or not lowercase. Okay, then we are going to call the function. Now, of course, some of you might look at it thinking, what if all I want is words and not a mix of other characters and the actual words? I mean, feel free to alter your code whichever way you like, but this will get you your points, okay? Because you've answered the question. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed my video, and we are moving on next after that to question 3. A Python program that inputs a password and checks if the password is correct. Okay, thank you.